This is a Fisher Space Pen, originally developed for the space program in 1966. Oh, no, I got that wrong. Actually, this is a Fisher Space Pen, originally developed in 1966 for the space program. Wait, this is also a Fisher Space Pen? Let's back up a second. So it actually turns out that the thing that makes a space pen isn't the body of the pen itself. It's actually the cartridge inside the pen that makes it special. It is worth noting, however, that this particular pen that I showed you just a second ago is actually the style of pen used on all NASA Apollo and Space Shuttle missions, the International Space Station, Russian Soyuz and Mir space flights, the French space program, and the Everest North Face ski expedition. And the overall design of the pen hasn't changed in over 50 years, which is pretty cool. But let's actually talk about that cartridge. It starts with a stainless steel ballpoint tip. The body of the cartridge itself is a brass cylinder. The cylinders are filled with ink, the tip is attached, and then the cartridge is filled with nitrogen. It's this pressurization and the ink's formulation that allows it to perform in temperatures from -30 degrees Fahrenheit to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, underwater, in zero gravity, and at any angle. The cartridges themselves come in a variety of colors and thicknesses, like bold, medium, and fine. The differences between the three are actually pretty subtle. Here you see fine, medium, and bold. When you actually write with them, there is a difference in the way they feel. Here you see that the fine, medium, and bold can kind of simulate each other just depending on how much pressure you use. But back to this pen. This is actually a version of the original 1948 chrome bullet pen developed by the founder, Paul C. Fisher. This particular model has a Cerakote finish. Cerakote is a name brand for a highly durable ceramic spray-on finish. The original pen was chrome and was featured on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and there was an entire Seinfeld episode called The Pen, which heavily featured it. The original chrome version of the bullet pen is a pretty iconic design and a great example of industrial art. It's actually held in the permanent collection of the New York Museum of Modern Art. The reason I requested the Cerakote finish pen was because it has a slight texture to it, which I kind of prefer. One of the things I really like about this pen is its size. You can stash this in a pocket. You can also buy an optional clip or buy it with the clip if you want a little more security, because that is also one of the downsides, is that it is so small and could potentially be lost. Another downside to its size is some people with, well, larger hands could have a hard time using it. I, on the other hand, while I'm not a very large person, had a little trouble adjusting to it at first because I have a little bit of an unusual grip. When I write, I kind of wrap my whole hand around the pen, and so something that thin was kind of hard to maneuver. So a different style, maybe the clutch, while not as iconic, might be better for me to write with. But if you buy a space pen, no matter which style you get, you're still getting the part of the pen that really matters, and that is that pressurized cartridge. People have sworn by Fisher Space Pens for years, and now that I have one, I understand why. Because it writes under any condition, and well. Fisher Space Pens has a really fascinating history, and as you saw with the manufacturing footage earlier, they've been featured on how it's made and machines, how they work. Pretty cool stuff. So if you want to check out Fisher Space Pens for yourself, I'll put a link in the description and a pinned comment below. And if you own a Fisher Space Pen, let me know what you think. From what I've seen, everyone who owns one absolutely loves it. So as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.